Russia, China, and Iran use Kirk's murder to stoke conspiracy theories and division. Okay? Conspiracy theories and division. Let's go through this. So in the week since Charlie Kirk's assassination on September 10 at Utah Valley University, which, by the way, I got an email from the invitation to do a live, debate on the campus. I literally got an email from them 2 days ago. From UVU.
I'm good.
Okay? In Orem, Utah, Russia, Iran, and China have spread thousands of false or incendiary claims about the conservative activist killing the official state media in these countries, mentioning Kirk 6,200 times from September 10 to September 17, framing the event as a conspiracy to stoke political divisions or portray the United States as dysfunctional, according to analysis by NewsGuard, a company that tracks information online. Utah Governor Spencer Cox stated 2 days after the shooting, what we are seeing is our adversaries want violence, noting that we have bots from Russia, China, and all over the world that are trying to instill disinformation and encourage violence. These foreign influence campaigns exploit U.S. news events to push geopolitical agendas aiming to undermine America's democracy and its global reputation, with McKinsey Shadeghi, NewsGuard's editor of AI and foreign influence, saying the more confusion and mistrust they can inject right after a breaking news event, the harder it becomes for people to know what's true and who to trust. Folks, let me read that one more time. Pay very close attention to what was said here. The more confusion and mistrust they can inject right after a breaking news event, the harder it becomes for the people to know what's true and who to trust. Russia state media, including RT, amplified unsubstantiated claims the day after the killing that people near Kirk were making hand signs to cue the shooter, despite law enforcement confirming Tyler Robertson, the charged suspect, acted alone. And the Russian ultra-nationalist Alexander Dugin claimed Charlie Kirk was on our side of the front line that now divides humanity, falsely alleging the deep state and George Soros' Open Society Foundation were behind the killing, echoing some U.S. conservative narratives. Tom, thoughts on this?
So you take a look around the world. You know, propaganda is nothing new, and communists trying to do things in the U.S. is nothing new. And us trying to create, the CIA trying to, destabilize governments in Central America during the 70s and 80s in the name of anti-communist thing is nothing new. And now they've got new weapons, and the new weapons are the electronic weapons of fakery and social media and planted news stories and ChatGPT analytics that are driven to create things that look that much real. It does not surprise me that people that right now that are annoyed with us would, as Rahm Emanuel would say, never let a good crisis go to waste. And so I could see if I was Xi and I was being evil like Xi, and I would ask the guys at my weekly staff meeting, if Xi has it, I would say, hey guys, the U.S. has got this dust up here at Charlie Kirk. How are we using this? We're in the middle of trade negotiations. We're winning points. We're losing points. What are we doing on this? You're my intelligence guy. You're my CIA of China. Why aren't we doing something here? I believe it's happening. I believe it's there, and we need tools to filter it out. But they absolutely want to create problems for us, Pat, and they absolutely are not going to let any scandal that we're having go to waste, because these are we're in a Cold War. If you think about it right now, we're in an information war. So we're in a Cold War of information, and the tools are social media networks and planted news stories, manipulated reporters, data that looks real that our news media may pick up and talk about. So that's the way I see it. We're in a Cold War for information, and they're not going to pass up a chance.
Adam.
Well, the biggest problem in America right now is we just don't know who to trust. Who do we trust at this point? I mean, we get a lot of credit here saying you have no idea what you guys do on the podcast, how meaningful it is, because you guys have open debate and discourse, and you'll yell and you'll disagree, but at least we'll find the truth. But we don't, everyone's living in their echo chambers. We don't know what's going on. But as far as China, Russia, and Iran, you think they're just idly sitting by? This Charlie Kirk situation, this is their Super Bowl. You know the whole meme of Jon Stewart sitting there like eating popcorn, just sort of like excited to watch the show? They're not doing this thing. Bro, China, Russia, Iran, they're buying the popcorn. They're buying the movie tickets. They're giving free seats out to everybody. Everybody go watch this movie. They're acting in the movie. They're directing the movie. They're the executive producer. They want to see America burn down. And what did Lincoln say? The biblical quote, "A house divided cannot stand." That's currently where we're at in America right now. This inflection point we talk about. What was the summer of 1968? That's when MLK was shot, the year 1968.
Bobby.
That was Bobby Kennedy. We're living in this moment.
2 months later,
Where,
they were shot 2 months apart.
yeah. We're living in this moment where Charlie Kirk dies. God, someone gets shots next. What could happen to this country? I'm never the one being like, it's a civil war, bro. I'm never the one being like it. And I'm not advocating for that at all. But this is very scary right now. And the infusion of Russia, China, Iran with chatbots and fake news and disinformation, misinformation, they're eating their popcorn, just watching the show.
I felt. Could I just come clean and just be completely honest and transparent? When it first hit. Everybody, we're at the vault. Everybody's on the phone, bro. And then a day, 2 days later, there's like a guy scratching, and it could be somebody from a different country making the video where you're like, wait a minute, could he have a gun? Is this guy who's just grabbing his hat that works for Turning Point?
Did he just have an itch?
Did he just have? Yeah. By the way,
an itch? So get itchy trigger finger?
Yeah.
What? It's like,
well, by the way, and even if right now, God forbid, they're recording this moment right now, and God forbid I get hit from a bullet. Every movement that Pat just right now, they're gonna be like, who's he? Pat's texting somebody. Pat's doing this. But again, you have to wait. And the beauty out of it,
Handlon's razor.
Yeah. No, I agree on 100%. And you made a great point. We're a podcast. Pat'll have a story from a credible source. And guess what? If it's questionable, boom, Rob does his freaking fantastic job. Mm-hmm. We look, we Google, we chat GPT. We try to say the truth, and then we give our opinion. Okay? Yep. But these people, and you nailed it, they want to see us fail. So everybody just needs to, and again, like I said with that camera, we need to find out. Everything needs to be laid out in front of us. By the way, this isn't the Zapruder film from back in the 60s. What year was Jay?
Oh, but it is. It is. This is. We don't trust our government. We've been asking for things about Kennedy. What about this? What about that? Yeah. What about this? What about that? And then The Onion published something that I thought was very apropos satire. It goes back about 10 years ago they did it. It's a picture of the Kennedy motorcade, and it says, "President shot 62 times by 120 assassins." And so, in other words, putting it all together and saying, okay, you're all right.
Yeah.
But right now, we're upset about Epstein. We see shadows in Epstein. We see shadows in JFK. Where's the JFK docs? Where's the MLK docs? Is it really James Earl Ray? What's all this? Yeah. And in the middle of that, another thing happens. So what's our first instincts? Hanlon's razor.
Yep.
Oh, this guy, that guy, this guy. And we're thinking about that every moment. We're kind of conditioned.
Yeah, it is important to rise above, and business will force you to follow Hanlon's razor. If you don't, you're not going to build a big business. If you're going to be jumping to a conclusion when every time something happens, I think they're this or that, pump the brakes, relax, set the emotions aside, let logic sink in, and then make your decision. Sometimes you have to sleep on things. That's why they say, let me sleep on it, right?
Yeah.
And tell you what I want to do, what I don't want to do it. But I think probably the better position to have right now, believe it or not, is instead of trusting one of the conspiracies that people are spewing, you're better off not trusting anybody today. Isn't that kind of weird? Mm-hmm. That you're better off not trusting anyone today and just kind of hearing things out and controlling your emotions. It's a skill set that'll help out in your personal life and your business life. And let's see what news will eventually break with what happened. In the interim, entertain everyone's opinions. Oh, okay, that person's historically been fair. That person's historically, we know what side their biases are. That person's motive is this person's motive is that. Okay, cool, I got it. Here's what I think. I'm in this section when it comes down to reason. And generally, if you go too emotional, you're going to be wrong. And so have some patience, pump the brakes. We'll eventually, God willing, find out what happens here. Because I will tell you this. You said something about who they go after next. I think Christians and conservatives were forgiving with one. Let me tell you, you do another one, they're not going to sit there and be mourning. Mm-hmm. I'm just telling you, like, don't get our
kindness for
faith
weakness.
Of forgiveness and confuse it with that fire's not in the belly, that this can continuously happen. No. Right now, the example was shown of what we're capable of doing as individuals. And I think that was an incredible example that's been set. But my prayer is that everything settles down and doesn't get crazier than what it is today. As we celebrate Charlie's funeral this Sunday, you're going to see it's going to be live streamed all over the place. You guys will be able to see it. And last thing, Vinny's shirt, if you guys are someone that are about your faith and you want to be bold about it and you want to represent that around your peers when you go into the gym working out, if that's you, go support Vinny's shirt, Faith Over Fear, on vtmerch.com. White, black, gray, pick and choose, whatever you got. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.